We're back. I told you it would be a short break. Ad Finem versus Team Secret, game number 2. Ad Finem received quite the spanking from Secret in game 1. Looking to turn the tables here in game 2 and force us into a game 3 because it's elimination round. After all, Ad Finem don't want to go out in 2-0 style of the DAC qualifiers just like that. Pretty important tournament for, I think, almost every single team in the qualifiers, excluding maybe like a team like DC or somebody who maybe feels confident about their invitations to the majors and such. I think almost every single team in the DAC qualifiers really needs to do well here, needs to be able to qualify, and that will in part show their strength for the upcoming major.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. The timing, I guess, is after the major qualifiers, so I'm not sure how much it would influence the Kiev major, but perhaps it could like tip the balance as far as like if you win the European qualifier and you're a team who's done well at other LAN events, maybe it gives you some extra street cred with Valve. But even with TI coming up, it could influence that. Like winning DAC is like winning one of the next biggest events after winning a major, alongside maybe events like an Epicenter or something. So it's going to be a big deal here, and these teams are all taking it very seriously from the Dota we've seen played out.
Yeah. Well, you know, I've talked about Lone Druid counters a little bit at length. Lone Druid, first pick for Ad Finem. Team Secret very clearly let that one go because they instantly respond. Sniper Ogre. We said Sniper is probably one of the better heroes to run against Lone Druid. After all, Lone Druid is just a copy of the Sniper with an escape mechanism. And so they get a nice, sniper pickup as well as one of the best supports with the Sniper and Ogre.
Yeah, I feel like the Sniper pick is really enabled by this Ogre. Like, just Bloodlust alone makes Sniper that much scarier. So his Lightning Stage also just going a lot smoother generally with that extra bit of help. So see how Ad Finem try and react to this Sniper pick. I mean, both teams are pretty much reacting to a very similar hero and how the Lone Druid and the Sniper function. The Lone Druid going to be a bit harder to gank just because of the Savage Roar. He's also got a defensive disruption to protect him, whereas Sniper, the response is generally going to be, okay, let's get a hero who can get on top of the Sniper and bring him down, because that can't really be the Lone Druid based on the two heroes we're going to be seeing way back deep out of the fights.
We'll see what kind of heroes Team Secret want to pick up besides that Sniper, because you're probably going to need more than just one counter to be able to deal with this hero. I think, let's see, the Weaver would have been, I think, pretty decent just because of the Swarm. We're going to see Team Secret actually ban away the Nyx Assassin and the Mirana, probably two of the better heroes with Shadow Demon. I know I personally really like it. If I'm running Nyx Assassin and I've got a Shadow Demon on my team, I feel a whole lot better because it's in many ways a setup for the Impale.
Yeah. No, I think the ban makes a decent amount of sense, and something that is played a lot as well by Ad Finem. So Weaver and another ban going to be coming out for Ad Finem. We'll see where they look to target. Right now, it looks like it's going to be the off-lane pool, perhaps suggesting with this Timbersaw ban, we'll see like another physical damage call perhaps picked up by Ad Finem. And it's also just to hear that Lone Druid can kind of struggle against in lane. The reactive armor can be very, very pesky when your bear as well as your hero, giving him procs for that passive.
Now, typically you want a frontliner for a sniper draft, some sort of decently tanky initiator, something that will draw a lot of attention. In your mind, what some of the best offlaners, both to work with the sniper and work against the Lone Druid? Do you have any ideas?
I think what kind of those more tanky frontliners, I guess looking more in the initiation pool as well. The DAC is still a possibility that gives you also like a mech carrier and can maybe throw heroes off who are trying to run at your Lone Druid. It kind of sets up a vacuum wall potentially for the Sniper or for either team really, the Sniper or Lone Druid, as far as giving you some good teamfight control. Secret though for now, opt just for the support, a save of their own with the swap, and also seeing to amplify that physical damage even further.
Yeah, we could potentially see the swap also used offensively if the Lone Druid is a bit out of position. Probably not until we have like level 2 swap, only then it will have that kind of range. But if we can get some sort of pull back on the Lone Druid and be able to pick him apart, that would be a nice a nice pickup there. And there is still the possibility, right, of Vengeful Spirit being a core as well that can be threatened in this pool as well. Vengeful Spirit, you want an aggressive safe laner, right, when you have a sniper. So
yeah, I'm not. I mean, Venge kind of fits that, but isn't perhaps as fast tempo as some of the other cores you could potentially see. Maybe it doesn't really frontline quite as much as others until later on in the game when you start getting a lot of those stat items. But we'll see if that's something that maybe Secret think can work for MP.
yeah, I think it's like 85% chance that it's going to be a support for Team Secret, but.
Yeah, that sounds about right. For Ad Finem, though, I think similarly they are also looking for some kind of way to do with the sniper, much like Secret need to consider the lone druid. So we'll see what kind of MNT hero they want to go for, as well as perhaps for Sky. Like those are kind of the two players who are generally like the disruptive players of Ad Finem. MNT playing some of those roaming supports often, the Ricky, the bounty hunters, and
what about
Sky
Centaur?
playing. I think it's one of the fantastic options as far as just being able to charge on in. Sniper doesn't deal well with it, but still an option. They go for the Leshrac for now. I guess maybe trying to figure out a bit more of what Secret are doing by just picking up what presumably will be a 4-position hero for their draft.
I'm not sure. Has Ad Finem ever run Centaur? I can't think if it's like it doesn't seem to me like a Skylark hero, one of the heroes in his pool, but. I think it would be pretty good, like, because the Centaur has problems. Lone Druid has the Savage Roar, right? So you're running at him, and he roars at you, and you immediately run away. But Sniper doesn't have that same kind of escape mechanism, and I was thinking that might be a decent pickup to close that distance, and will also help out the Lone Druid in certain scenarios.
Yeah, no, we saw that Centaur work all too well. It makes perfect sense to be able to just charge forward, keep up with the bloodlusted sniper and whoever else and get on top. So as you said, can't really imagine, or I can't really remember too many games where they've run the Centaur in the offlane. So perhaps it's not something they're all too comfortable with. They're more a team I think of maybe playing like a Sanking type hero for Skylark, but I mean, it's not necessarily a difficult hero to play as well. As far as like not in the sense that it's very similar to your typical like Slardar or Sanking offlaner. Centaur is not really all too big of a change for an offlaner to pick up.
What about this Leshrac? This is a support hero that's been rising in popularity. I think a decent amount, much more in the NA scene than most of the others. But it does seem to be a nice flavor. It gives a lot of damage and even some pushing power out of your support duo.
It was not a hero I was expecting to see picked up because I think it's very squishy against the bloodlusted sniper. It's a hero that needs to typically get in close to do damage from the Edict as well as the Pulse Nova. So to me, it was a bit odd. They also don't lack like pushing power, like the Lone Druid gives a decent amount of push. So I feel like it wasn't like, okay, let's get the Leshrac. So if we win a fight, we can push faster with Edict. I mean, that's still true, but they can push just as fast with the Spirit Bear and the Lone Druid. So I think it's a bit of an unexpected pickup in my mind.
We are going to be running that Vengeful Spirit as a core. Jesus, so 1, 2, boom, boom. Bands, Omni Knight, last pickup here for Ad Finem. This gives a little bit more credence to our Leshrac support. You said, squishy, and he's going to have problems with the sniper. I completely agree. Omni Knight is looking to rectify some of that. Nice saving hero for both that support and the two cores, Lone Druid and Puck. Meanwhile, Secret are going to be running a core Vengeful Spirit with the Chen pickup and wrapping up their lineup with a off-lane Enigma. So a lot of pushing power here now. And this may also mean speeding up those sustain items because both Chen and Enigma typically go for it, whether that means an earlier Ags for Puppy or it means Enigma ignores the mech and ends up going for Crimson Guard pipe scenario. Either way, this means some very rapid team fight power in the 15-minute marker.
Yeah, Secret's going to have big team fight items, and at Finem, like they don't really have a fast mech buy necessarily. The Omni perhaps the hero you look to for that, but he's not going to be able to farm at the same rate an Enigma or even potentially a 4-position greedy Chen can do. So very much more likely to get bullied a bit in the lane. So it does feel like item-wise, Secret are going to hit a big timing in the mid game where they're quite strong and can group up, force down some towers. As for Ad Finem, they're taking an approach where they can have the Omni Knight as kind of a support to win them those team fights and make up for it, like through the Guardian Angel, the repels, and probably play a bit more aggressive. I mean, I think Leshrac as a support, and I imagine they are going to be playing this like aggressive 2-hero roaming. Try to go for those kills. We saw them last game go for the early kill on the mid lane, and I think that's the kind of style we'll see out of Spartan and MNT once more.
So early TPs, it looks like we'll see if they actually make the read on that one. They may have actually still spotted Kazu there, but I was watching the vision. They did manage to spot the Enigma here. They may have been expecting this Observer Ward, which is quite common, but it looks like the Bear did get a glimpse of Kazu when he was running back up. So they're going to be able to get a counter ward onto that Observer Ward, and they may also know, well, they'll know pretty quickly about this Sentry as soon as they see their camp is blocked. So Ad Finem already with a small little lead up here. What the hell's going on here between Skylark and MP? Skylark took a tower shot. I don't know what that was all about.
What? Okay. Something unexpected. Interesting they give SD the 100 gold from the ward too, so Fun making the call that he wants it, but they're going aggressive here, looking to contest the enemy bounty rune, and if Anthem have their way, they're going to potentially walk away with 3 of the 4 bounty runes.
Mid one. Yeah, don't go for it, friend. Okay, he gets disrupted, but maybe next time is distracted by Pile I Die right now. Looks like they're actually just going to sandwich in the support, but Spartan with the early TP, he's away. We're seeing more and more of this, the early TPs from some supports.
Yeah.
Just because, I guess in part because it's so cheap and nice to have for some of these 0-minute rotations.
Yeah, and typically you're going to pick up a support TP with your first 50 gold as support anyway, so I guess if you got the money, why not buy like a TP instead of a branch or something? Is what we're seeing. Spartan comes in, disrupts himself, and is trying to farm some Eidolons. We'll get one. That's 35 gold, so I guess, sure, why not? I had a Clarity going as well, which got cancelled before that, so it's like one of those things where it's like, oh, I've got free mana to play with, but not really free mana when you also lose that Clarity afterwards.
I was about to say, I think that 35 gold's going straight into Tango usage here for Spartan.
Yeah.
He'll continue to be disruptive. Eidolons are going to block him out from this. And this is the thing I really love about the offlane Enigma. Is it deals with these supports so well, both in lane as well as when they try and interrupt your jungle, especially on the Radiant side, because who cares? You just sit here on top of your shrine. Even if they make a concerted effort to shut you out, you still have that backup plan.
Yeah. Spartan now we can get fully zoned out by Pile I Die, and this is not quite the outcome he was hoping for with his early pressure. So it does feel like he's either going to have to call for help from MNT on the Leshrac or come up with a different plan for his early game. Almost just gets frustrated and throws a disruption there. Was that Clarity cancelled, I think, from Pile I Die, but ultimately this is not the outcome he hoped for.
Close. 30 HP left on Thug there. Thug was also pretty close to canceling mid-one's healing salve halfway through as well. So these two are definitely playing very aggressive against each other, trying to force regeneration. Mid-one and Thug are left with pretty much nothing to work with here. Thug is trying to challenge him here. The orb, not sure if that actually hit or not, but either way, he's not going to jump forward. Skylark may be the first blood, actually. His Puppy's rotation comes across MP. He's been doing pretty much a 1v1, but finally Puppy comes in, intervenes, makes it a 1v2, and claims the first blood.
Yeah, and Puppy with a very fast level 3, just farming it up in the jungle, comes out with the double creeps. Omni unable to really contest that one, so good early play from Puppy, who's immediately back in the jungle, and it looks like we'll just be going for that early kind of efficiency play. Recognize that the lanes are actually in a pretty good state for Secret. I don't really feel like there's any lane that he has to go for any kills or ganks on. Puck in the mid lane, perhaps putting a bit of pressure on the Sniper here and there, but Sniper's winning in CS, and it's a Puck as well, who isn't very easy to gank unless you bait out the orb, so rather than waste your time going for ganks in mid that may not work, you're better off either ganking bottom or farming farming the jungle. So
yeah,
looks like he'll take the approach where he wants to go for another kill down on Skylark, though.
Yeah, this Vengeful Spirit has had a great time. Skylark has been forced to try and do these. In the very beginning, he did a pull, you know, ran behind the tier 1 tower, pulled the creep wave into the river and so forth, but I think this is a 1v1 that he just naturally loses. Add in the constant paranoia about when the Chen gank is going to be coming in next. Now, he's going to be trying to play a little bit more aggressively right now because Spartan and maybe next time are smoked up and looking to make a rotation, much like they were able to do with the Shadow Demon Kunkka They have this combination with the disruption into some sort of stun. A lot of damage, but can Secret counter it once again? Mid one is not going to be the same kind of hero. He's not that tanky invoker. He's a squishy sniper, and he can be bursted down pretty quickly here. The silence comes out. They still have an orb nuke. Mid one pops the fairy fire, gets into the trees. Oh no, Thug can't see him, and he blocks it out with the tango too. Thug, there's no way he can get him. A stun comes out. It hits mid one, but he survives. He had the raindrop to be able to get through that, and now maybe next time he's probably going to die to this ignite. He's trying to block with his illusions, but he's just going to take... Oh my god, he had 2 HP. Oh, that should have been 3-0 for Secret, but HP regen is OP apparently. And Finem will limp away from a nasty engagement there. Clutch plays from mid one.
Yeah, mid one barely escaping, and I thought I saw the left lane at the sound, like wondering if he's going to dodge it, and then the raindrops just blocked the damage anyway, so it didn't even matter. That was really sick from him. Luckily, Ogre just hit level 2 when the gank came in, so he just got that point in Bloodlust, and all but mid gonna miss. Spartan and Thug not really working together on that one.
And that's no good. Kazu is going to try and put a stop to this push by Madara. This is the one thing, right, is that a level 5 lone druid, Enigma isn't really much of a match for that. The bear's too tanky at this point for the Eidolons to actually threaten it. He's got potential kill power, so Kezu is going to have to play this game where he spends his time denying the range creep, cleans up some neutrals, and then bounces back and tries to protect his tower as the push comes in.
Yeah, I like that Madara's gone for the early Blightstone. He wants to just punish this Enigma play as much as possible by threatening to take this tower early on. You can just get free hits on it often just by having the Spirit Bear tank it. As I say that, he tanks a few tower shots by not doing the exact proper aggro, but ultimately this tower at top is probably going to be constantly getting chipped away and eventually go down unless Secret can make some kind of big rotation up there, but rotating into the Savage Roar, always a difficult proposition.
They split up the Shadow Demon Leshrac now, maybe feeling like they didn't break it up early enough last time in their duo in Game 1. As we saw, they were pretty ineffective moving around the map, being frequently countered by Secret. Last time, it was mid-one's Invoker with the early TPs to the side lanes that did a lot of damage to Finem. This time around, I think it's more of the pressure of these supports. Both Puppey and his roaming power around the lanes can easily outdo both of these supports coming in, and then Pylai Dai is just a static presence in the mid lane that prevents a lot of aggression as well.
I think Finem need to come up with something from this. They don't have to necessarily keep them together, but they need to come up with something from the support so right now, because these lanes are going pretty poorly for them, considering a Chen is free farming the jungle. Enigma getting a decent amount in the off lane, has hit level 6, so yeah, I mean, that in itself is fantastic, but the answer to Puppey's itemization with the Enigma of the team is going to be that fast Helm of the Dominator, which he's been buying in a lot of his games. So we'll see Puppey hit level 6 in one more creep's time. So there'll be that Hand of God now. If you go for those ganks and rotations, you've got to make sure you bring enough damage, because that heal could turn things around.
Yeah, I was about to say remember I was talking about the Battle Cup yesterday, and I playing some Enigma. This is exactly the matchup that I had to deal with, was versus the Lone Druid, and I found that as long as a support is staying up at the top lane, because you're constantly trying to deny range creep to make the lane push, but this also means free pulls. So I think that's the solution Finem need to come up with, is maybe next time can maximize some pull efficiency here. That'll really punish what the Enigma is trying to do in bouncing between jungle and lane. Stun onto Skylark, and Assassinate's coming in, but there is a disruption. That means Skylark will have the chance to be able to get off Repel, but it doesn't matter. The slow of both the Shrapnel and the Tornado and the physical damage is too much for him to handle. This will rapidly turn into a push for Secret.
Well, similarly, top Finem want to try and pressure and punish the fact that this Enigma's been somewhat left alone, but he does get the creep wave off the tower, though, so they'll slow things down a little bit, but with 2 points in the Edict, it does look like the tower will go down regardless. No help going Kezu's way, but ultimately it's a tier 1 for tier 1 trade, and considering you're a lone druid Leshrac, getting a tower at the same time is a pretty acceptable exchange.
That's not the place to pop a disruption. He gets a quick heal and a repel, but it's still not enough. The physical damage overwhelms him. Spartan gives an extra kill to Secret when it very clearly was not necessary. Trading tier 1 for tier 1 is fine, but trading away these kills for free, and Finem looking a little sloppy in the laning phase once again.
Yeah, I like the idea that they're just trying to give M&T some farm, because it does feel like the lane stage hasn't gone well, and they haven't really got a key hero to start making plays for them to alleviate that problem. I mean, Doug is level 7 on the Puck, which just doesn't really feel like... At this point, it feels like Puck's still at that stage where he wants to get a few more levels. Not necessarily a Blink Dagger, but doesn't want to be forced to aggressively rotate and then leave this lane empty at mid, where mid one will just farm away.
Skylar's like, why me, dude? This time around, it's not his fault. It's an Invis rune on the Ogre that allows them to be able to get the instant stun onto Skylark, and then MP managed to follow that up with a nice little tricky magic missile swap, even just to make sure there's no animation for repel or heal to go down, and Puppey is there to help clean it up.
It's so hard to fight into Puppey, like, and well, into Secret, because of Puppey's creeps. There's 4 creeps already there. Like, going into this area of the map, like even right now, like MP's alone hitting this tower. There's 2 heroes coming his way. A potential 3rd hero could TP in. He's in a pretty safe place just because he's one, pretty tanky. He's sitting on 1000 HP, can swap to strength threats, has a magic wand, has the Chen heal, and has 4 Chen creeps protecting him. He's not really in that terrible of a position here. Although he will have his TP cancelled, and I think with the Chen creeps being pulled away, suddenly that position does become a bit more terrible.
Maybe next time, up, down, finally does hit the stun. It's going to be able to chase down that hero. Pylai Die is going to be chased away by the Lone Druid. They have to turn around and help kill MP, though, it looks like. Lone Druid's still hoping that he's going to be able to get an entangle sometime soon. Pylai Die turns around, actually stuns up the bear. Nice play, and now Madara finds himself completely surrounded by Chen creeps. He can just get bursted down by all of this. As Savage Roar a little bit more. Magic Wand saves him from the Ignite. A stun will come out as well, and Madara does manage to get himself back in time. That was a very close call for him. Spartan is also going to have a close call of his own, it seems. Being chased around by these Chen creeps. Puppey's here. Not going to try and go for any sort of body blocking, though. Maybe afraid of the disruption. Spartan just does a quick ring around the Rosie, and he will be just fine.
They did have to bring in Madara, which meant Enigma got some more space at top, started pressuring towards the tower, but ultimately that's the kind of kill that Finem just been missing. Like that Venge kill at least gets them on the board, gives them some momentum to push forward down the bottom lane. Luckily for them, Puppey pulled away his creeps as they went in, because if those 4 creeps were still in lane with the Venge, I think that would have been a much tougher kill for them to get. Potentially even would have seen a turnaround. Regardless, they get the kill. Mid one's still farming at mid lane though with a DD, and he may just be calling he's getting the rotation coming his way, and this could be another tower for Secret unless Adfinem have some answers to this.
Wave of Terror does spot out Spartan, who's been sitting in these trees. Doesn't matter though, they've got a double damage on mid one. They want to make use of this, even if it's not a fight and a pick off. They'll use it to try and chip away at this tower. Adfinem will bring some extra resources, though, to protect their tier 1 and maybe chipped away, but they don't want to lose it just yet.
Haven't got the Chen here. Has the 1 Wild Wing, but the rest of his creeps are down this bottom lane, and Adfinem going hunting. They have a pretty good idea that Puppey is nearby, and yeah, they'll catch him out and ideally find an easy kill here.
I'm not going to lie, he's a pretty important kill. He's higher net worth than the Puck right now, and he's level 8, so... A smoke gank on him, usually you'd say, oh, it's just support, blah, 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 but it's not too bad.
Yeah, and if they can find a way to defend some of these other towers, it'd be great, but unfortunately for them, they go for that smoke play, get the kill, and they don't really feel comfortable rotating back towards mid or top, so without having set up to defend these lanes, it does look like at least the top tier one's going to go down uncontested. They are exchanging it for bottom, with Madara able to tank this one with his bear, but mid lane, while defended for now, is down to 170 HP, so it'll be a very easy claim for Secret if they just bring a couple more heroes and overpower Adfinem.
Yeah, especially with Madara now TPing up to the tier 2, it looks like maybe MP and Kazu are going to cut down, bring 5 for this tower push, and Madara should not be able to get there in time, especially with the 2 heroes at bottom as well. So maybe Adfinem finally going to just give this one up. Maybe Thug will attempt to deny here or something, but... Other than that, that's going to be all the outer towers, or all the outer tier 1 towers gone for the Greek.
Yep. Nothing to defend this one with. Puppey in the jungle once again, looking for the Helm creep probably, and right now gets a 2nd Wild Wing, so we're looking at 5 Chen creeps in his army. Venge is going to have a Helm soon as well, I believe. Yeah, has the recipe back on the courier. They are going to have a big zoo army going with the Eidolons on top of that. So it'll be very difficult to defend against this. AoE-wise, they've got the Puck, who's going to have a blink soon. They've got the Leshrac, so they've got some AoE to fight into all the creeps, but once there's like a mech to go with this on Enigma, there is a mech already to go with this, and potentially a pipe soon, suddenly you can't even burst down that creep army.
I wonder what Finem have planned to be able to deal with this. Like, what are they going to do when this push comes through and they have all these creeps and all this pushing power and all this sustain? They can't fight into it, so Lone Druid, you know, he can split push amazingly, but I'm not sure if the rest of the team can really do output the same kind of pressure on these side lanes to stop these pushes from Secret.
Yeah, perhaps that's where MNT plays that like aggressive split pushing support type role. Kezu at bottom, getting some kills here would be fantastic for them. Kezu is pretty deep though and already has TP support, so this may even be a dead Shadow Demon if he's not careful. And
you give him the repel.
Stun. Oh, he had the repel. Okay.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, I think it was mid animation and Skylark managed to save his buddy just in time. Maybe next time he sees the puppy army incoming, so he'll back up. Thug's going to grab himself a haste rune. This could be a nice little pickup here. If they can actually maybe catch mid one while he's separated from the rest of the team, they got to take advantage of Secret when they're split up, that's for sure.
Yeah, it feels like mid one often is not with his team, but hasn't had any pressure on him whatsoever this game.
Spartan needs some help. Skylark, lend him a helping hand. Looks like he's holding off, and we'll finally use that heal repel. They do know about the wards and counter ward combination here up on the cliff. As their tier 2 starts receiving some pressure, not even attempting to defend it, they rapidly rotate towards mid. Now, maybe next time he's hiding himself in the trees. Looks like he really wants to be able to surprise and get a quick stun on the sniper, but what they don't realize is mid 1 had some aggressive mid vision, so he knew about some of this. All that's going to happen is the tier 1 will see some Diabolic Edict damage, but it's still enough to stay alive.
Yeah, and Secret instantly, after getting the tier 2 tower bottom, just back off. They're happy to focus more on defending and pushing out these other lanes. They don't have to try and force a high ground play just yet in MNT.
MNT, you can't do any Diabolic Edict damage there. 5 different creeps brought the way of Puppy. Maybe next time he's trying to juke his way through the trees, but Midnight Pulse will open that whole thing open. Maybe next time, turns around stun, tries to go for a TP out, but there is immediate cancel. So, Secret do manage to catch him. It looks like maybe next time really had the idea. He wanted to be able to... He knew some heroes TP back. They TP to defend the tier 2. You can see MP. He pushed that one back out. Now he is being met with the Lone Druid. If he gets another entangle, looks like MP could be dead. Again, another attempt at juking through the trees. Swap back. Nicely played. Savage Roar going to miss because of that one. MP, he may have to turn around and stun, but he has to stun Spartan instead. He's been corralled in. Finem finally do find a pickoff that they've been looking for quite some time.
Yeah, just that really feels like what's missing from the Finem game plan is just a couple key kills here or there, because they're not winning the farm game as far as the lanes go. They're not pushing down too many towers. They haven't got the most amazing team fight, and I don't really feel like they're going to scale into the late game. You're going to have all these great team fight items on the Enigma, the Chen. You're going to see an Aghanim Scepter soon on Puppy, and Secret are going to hit this scary timing where they've got this Bloodlusted Sniper, this Bloodlusted Venge, a huge creep army, and they're just going to be 5-man pushing down your lane. So Finem have to start finding some pickoffs and trying to delay that timing as much as possible, because right now Secret aren't 5-manning, but you know that 5-man's coming, so you've got to try to get kills while you can and then be as disruptive as possible once that 5-man happens. Like, go for the split push, have Lone Druid, forcing and pulling people back as much as possible.
I also see very much a doomsday scenario quite soon in Finem's future, but for now they are doing a pretty good job of keeping some farm efficiency. Considering all the towers that have been lost, they've lost 4 towers and they've only picked up 2 towers of their own. They're only 2,000 gold behind and are actually ahead in experience. Experience, of course, kind of to be expected with Secret 5-manning so much.
Yeah, that's definitely still a position where they can make this game a bit closer. They don't want to lose Madara, though. He is the top hero in the game.
He's going to be caught Midnight Pulse, but they do have the heal. Skylark's going to be able to save him out, and now they can actually turn. The bear's a little bit low, and it will get dropped But a fresh one is up now. They're going to go for MP. They have the Soul Catcher on him. He's dropped so low. The Dream Coil turns around. Finally, they do get him. Skylark right in the middle of things with his ultimate. He'll be brought down by some magic damage. Maybe next time. Up next, going to be slowed down by the Ignite. All the Chen creeps are here, and they will surround maybe next time. Bring him down. Not a bad exchange, though. Finem got Madara out of there alive, and they managed to pick up a kill on MP. Could have been so much worse if they lost their high net worth hero.
Yeah, it really could have been a disastrous fight for them. We do see Mid-One kind of make one of his first like fight debuts for some time, and this is kind of a reminder that, yeah, there's going to be this bloodlusted sniper to deal with who's now got a Maelstrom to go with his Dragon. This, to me, is like, this is Sniper's like mid-game peak where he's ready to fight now. The Dragonlance with the Maelstrom, the maxed out Bloodlust, he does a lot of DPS with this. And I imagine the main item secrets waiting for at this point is going to be that Aghanim Scepter on Puppey, the Pipe on Kezu, just about completed. He's got the money for it, and I think he's actually got the money for it now if he wants to buy it. So Puppey's Ag's the only item they're really missing, and if they can get something like the Ancient Granite Golems there, get that HP aura, suddenly any kind of a team fight by Finem into Secret's 5-man becomes impossible.
Oh god. It's just like, as you start listening up, right? Because MP, they had a hard time bringing him down, and that was with Soul Catcher. In these team fights, Soul Catcher is not going to be used reliably. Not with so many Chen creeps on the pool. And if they actually get an Ags and they actually get this 10% increase, or sorry, is it 10% or 15? 15.
15.
It's 15.
Yeah.
So,
yep.
If 15% HP increase, I don't know how they kill anybody when Secret's 5-man at least. Now, maybe next time's going to be caught by a swap assassinate magic missile. That's actually a pretty decent kill considering how maybe next time it's been trying to farm.
I think the other crazy thing is, like, let's say you do manage to kill MP because he's the carry on the front line doing maybe more deep damage onto the tower than others. I'm Spartan at mid getting destroyed. Solo killed by Mid-One, but even if you kill the Venge, it's just the Venge. The Venge is probably, in my mind, like one of the lesser important heroes for the secret push.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of the important things is just the creeps, which you got to find a way to deal with. But the Sniper and the Enigma, to me, like the two key heroes to try and find a way to burst down. Puck has got some better burst damage now, goes into the Dagon, which is a build Doug does most of the time, but I think is also really necessary for this game because damage output and single target burst damage is how you kind of look to beat this mech pipe push, is by just finding a target, initiating on them, and trying to burst down.
Beautiful combination. Did you see that, Gods? A swap into a Centaur stun
So
instantly. As the smoke pops here, I thought, oh, Doug just popped the smoke. He's going to get out, but Secret had other plans in mind.
That timing is just impressive from Secret. They're going to take the second last out of tower now. They've got a really big pushing force coming directly at Finem's base. The train just keeps on rolling through, building after building. Madara just, I think, realized, yeah, Genk is coming his way. Midnight Pulse could scout him out. Is okay, gets the Saboteur off. That
Save Bear.
probably saves his life.
Oh, no. Goodbye, sweet Spirit Bear. Penitence is just not kind to it. That movement speed slow and the damage increase. Maybe next time's trying to cut creep waves, and you could see situations like Spartan pushing into that mid-tier 1 tower and getting caught by Mid-One. It's like, it shows Finem, they know there's high chance of them being caught in these situations, but they have to go for these very desperate split pushes in order to stall up Secret some more. They need more time to work with.
Yeah, I mean, M&T went for the one wave of skip and he hung around for another, and like I think that's exactly what he's going to do. Just keep on skipping as much as possible. Secret get the tier 2, can go for the shrines, but I don't know if you want to. I feel like you need to kind of fix your lane equilibrium right now. They can get these shrines very fast. Don't get me wrong, so they're going to make sure they do get them. But before they go for any kind of a big high ground push, they're likely eyeing off Roche. I don't really feel like Aegis is like a necessary ingredient for them to go high ground. I think it's more like a why not get Roche kind of situation.
Tier 2 going to be taking some chip damage. I say chip, but between the disruption, now Thug is actually going to jump onto Puppey with a Dagon. They can blow him up. I like that choice of Dagon, but Thug, he's now caught a constant Centaur stuns. 3 stuns in a row. Thug no longer has an orb to be able to get out. He phase shift for a while, but it's not going to last long enough for him to be able to blink out. It's only level 3 after all. And that means Spartan is going to be up next. MP caught him with the Assassinate and Magic Missile. Madara, he'll escape once again. The high net worth hero will manage to get out, but his Spirit Bear may not. A swap back of the Spirit Bear, a headshot stun, and it's dead as well. I think he's out of bears now. He's only got 30 seconds until the next one.
Man, what starts off looking like a decent pick-off and tower for Ad Finem suddenly gets punished heavily. I mean, Puppy's Chen, one of the best out there, prevents him from getting the Jawn out, and you may have phase shift, but you have nothing to orb to, and the shrapnel prevents your blink, so Secret just find a couple more big kills for themselves, and it's only going to get more and more difficult here. We see Madara just trying to push out a lane, then just run the hell away, playing that keep away game. Does get another bear up to help protect himself, but life this game for this Ad Finem side is just going to get more and more difficult now. Puppy's got that first ancient creep. Probably got the memo from his team. There is that Granite Golem there, which I imagine is one that he wants to get, although this Thunderbird is pretty nice now with the Frenzy.
Yeah.
75 bonus attack speed.
That Cyber's going to be hitting so fast. Yeah, that's insane.
That got buffed in one of the recent patches, right? I want to say, because I remember this. The Thunderhide used to just be garbage.
I mean, the Bloodlust is 60 bonus attack speed, so if they put Bolt on mid one, that guy's going to be operating a chain gun. Oh, Spartan, he's been caught. MP is going to receive some troubles from Madara, but he's pretty tanky. Oh, the black hole actually comes in from Kez, who managed to catch Thug as he tried to jump in. Unable to get off a coil, even is going to try and jump to his orb, barely getting away. Oh, he still dies towards the end. It's too much damage. Maybe next time comes right in the middle of everything. Can't finish off mid one. The static charge is repelling a lot of damage back into MNT's face. The old Scepter, he comes back down and instantly dies. Ad Finem, they lose 2 there. Managed to pick up at least MP, though. Honestly, 1 for 2 trades, I think Ad Finem are kind of okay with.
Yeah, even when it's like involving a core, as long as they kill a core hero for it, and it's buying time. It's like if you lose that fight like 2 for 0, you know Secret's going to take an objective off it. They'll take a Roche, they'll take something else. Ad Finem think they're at Roche now, I believe, because they're smoking in unsure. They realize nothing's going to pop. They're drawing lines towards top. They want to find mid one. He's going to pick up his BKB, though. This smoke is going to backfire very quickly.
Fighting into a shrine like this, a free TP for MP as he comes back up is going to be able to swap back Skylark. And looks like Spartan's also going to be caught here. Assassinate trailing him. That'll finish him off beyond godlike. Double kill for mid one. He's frenzied. He's bloodlusted. His attack speed is through the roof.
Frenzy. Yeah, I'm just so surprised that that's even better than level 4 blood.
That's pretty crazy.
Well, down the mid lane we go now, I imagine. Ventures the Pike, so gets that extra bit of push, survive, and also got the level 15 talent, so that +8 all stats just makes her a little bit tankier, and that's kind of all MP has to do this game, is just continue to tank up. He's 4 of the 6 deaths, but that's really the kind of the role he's been forced to play, that kind of utility carry. Often be on the front lines, and if Ad Finem are going to go on someone and look to burst them down, it's often just going to be him, but it hasn't really hurt his team and their overall strategy.
I almost think they just have to split push and not defend mid. I think they have to give up this mid lane of Rax and say, this is inevitable. See if they can take a tier 3. Madara is trying to chip it away right now. Leshrek's pushing in bottom. And meanwhile, the other 3 are going to try and catch something. Whoa, 4 staff in. Mid one's going to be swapped back, though, when he does have the Aegis. He'll lose that Aegis now. Thug jumps in a little bit deeper with that coil. Gets a silence out. But he's lost his 2 supports. They're trying to TP back. They've already taken that tier 3 tower at the top lane and at bottom lane, so maybe next time, okay, here comes a lot more TPs his way, and this time around, Thug can't cancel them. So maybe next time, looks like with his extra movement speed, may be able to stay ahead of Pylai Die. The Bloodlust gives a lot, though. Maybe next time, 415, Pylai Die, 417. The 2 movement speed advantage goes the way of Pylai Die. Maybe next time does have a Yules, though, so he should be good.
Should just be able to go in the trees, TP out. But that was a decent outcome for Ad Finem, I want to say. I mean, by decent outcome, I mean like the alternative was they just lose Rax, take nothing, get killed, and the game either is over or very close to over. At least they got some tier 3 towers, but don't get me wrong, this game is still 95% Secret favored at this point, and there is very little Ad Finem can really do to defend or fight into Team Secret at this point.
Yeah, I think it's like the drafting win here for Secret has allowed them to be able to do so much. Ad Finem Meanwhile, that they're doing like everything they can. You know, it's like they're left in a really bad scenario, but they're still making the right choices. It just still may not be enough.
Yeah, they just needed a lineup. If you're against this 5-man push, that can be more disruptive in the early game. Have like just a bit more pizzazz to it as far as being able to make rotations, make plays happen. I don't really feel like Omni Knight was really the pick this game. It's just too passive of a hero. It's a hero that wants to kind of team fight, but you don't want to team fight. You can never team fight in this creep army. So, stands Secret looking for that perhaps one last team fight to win them the game here. One more fight should turn into a lane of racks.
They're chasing down MP, but there's the swap. Skylark, he's going to be caught here. Kazu is still looking for a blink forward. Is going to be able to find Madara. The Savage Roar pushes him back, though. Madara won't be caught here. It looks like they kind of forced a rotation out of Secret, but Secret's just turning this into a 5-man push now at the top lane. Bottom lane push out from Thug is only going to do so much.
It's pushing in, but it's a puck, so it's not like it's the lone druid or even the Leshrac who can actually threaten to take a Rax. The MNT might be heading down there, but he's pretty far away, so... And also the Chen creep. So this time around, I think Secret are like, oh, that didn't go as amazingly well as it should have. Let's solve that by pushing out with the Chen creeps and then bringing them back into the fight later on, once this bottom lane is pushed out a bit better.
Yeah, who needs Boots of Travels on your cores when these creeps can just get a free recall back to base? Like, maybe next time's trying to deal with them, but the magic damage against these Ancients, not really super effective. The tier 3 is going to get dropped at top. Mid 1 starts working on the melee racks. Finem got to make their initiation sometime soon. BKB activated. Mid 1 continues his charge here. The bear is going to be dropped here. Fresh one up from Madara. Stun on a Spartan. But Mid 1's just focused on building it to this point. 3-man Dream Coil, but they do still have all the sustain. BKB activated by Kazu's going to be able to catch the Lone Druid as well as the bear. Skylark can't do much to stop him besides throw out his ultimate. That will help protect Madara from all this physical damage, and he will stay alive with the help of the Shrine, but it's still the lane of racks down, and he's still trying to eat through some of these heroes, but he just doesn't output enough damage. Looks like Mid 1 managed to stop maybe next time's push on the melee racks. The bottom lane picks up that kill. Secret, Pile I Die. He's a tanky ogre. He managed to get a 4-staff away. Madara's going to try and pursue here. He knows the main damage dealer of Secret is gone. This is their best opportunity to find some kills. A heal from Skylark, go back in, a stun on MP. Madara is going to fight this one out, see if he can get as much as possible, but MP gets sent back, and the other two may be too far away for them to catch. Maybe next time slowed down by the Penitents. Puppey does have the help of Kazu. Mid 1's now here. He rips into Madara real quickly. Another 4-staff forward. But Madara's movement speed is enough. Maybe next time doesn't have the same kind of advantage here. Assassinate with a heal. Disruption. Secret don't have any sort of initiator to catch him after that disruption. So again, Madara does stay alive here. And he even does have that level 20 talent. So if he goes down here, it'll just be 20 seconds until he's back up. But it's looking too grim, too dark for Finem.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, their base is crumbling. They left the Leshrac bottom. The melee racks got down to like 300 HP, but the Chen creeps were just delaying him enough. And eventually, they did force the Leshrac back with it. Well, there was actually the sniper send back, which allowed Mid 1 to find the kill with an assassinate. And this game is, they're getting very, very grim for Finem. There's not a whole lot they can do. Their tournament life on the line, so they'll play this one out. But realistically, a comeback is going to rely on some incredible plays from them.
Oh, the swap. Thug going to be gone on. Madara in a bad position. He's down. 20 seconds left for him. He does have a buyback. I almost feel like it's needed right now because they may be losing Skylark here. He's pretty important. Double Shrines activated. More and more regen going the way of Skylark. Couple of nukes. Spartan can't disrupt him quick enough. Skylark stuck inside the trees. Good for now, though. Secret will start pummeling that tier 3 tower. Madara back up, but they don't have Thug. They don't have their initiator. Secret has so much sustain. Stun on a Skylark. Multicast 2. They're focusing on just getting the mega creeps, dealing with the Spirit Bear as well. Madara pursuing out Kazu, but Kazu still has a pipe as well as the BKB. Skylark in the back lines, get taken out by Mid 1, and that's it. Mega creeps, swap back. Madara, Kazu setting up for more, is going to try and pursue out Skylark, but Finem know it's over. 31-7 is the end game score here of Game 2. Secret will win the series and stay alive in DAC European qualifiers with the 2-0.
Yeah, after dropping down against Na'Vi, this is a good bounce back from Team Secret, who I think a lot of people expected to be one of the top 2 teams in this group, if not the favorite to win this group. I mean, this is the team who got top 2 in the Star Ladder qualifiers to go to qualify for China alongside Team Liquid. So against these very same teams who are playing here outside of Bears. So I think people expected Secret to do well and go far. And now they have a rematch against Na'Vi. Very fitting way to end this group. It was where it all began with that Secret versus Na'Vi match. And we'll see if Secret can adjust and perhaps not run the same draft for a 3rd time in a row to take on Na'Vi.
Yeah, that will be a very interesting test. I'm looking forward to it tomorrow, but we do have another series today. Ninjas in Pajamas are going to face off against Alliance in a similar elimination scenario, but that will not be for another hour. Again, maybe we'll start sooner, and I'll let you guys know if it does happen, but for now, we are going to have an hour-long break. Stick with us, though. Watch some of the CIS qualifier. I'm sure that's still going on. But stick with us in the next coming match at 18 CET.